Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Passport Nomad, and today before we get into today's content, do me a big favor and subscribe to this channel so I can reach my goal of 1K subscribers. Thanks in advance for supporting this channel. Now right to the content. Today I will be reviewing a TikTok posted about what it's like to experience culture shock as a Filipina who has left the Philippines to come live in America. To further give a reverse reaction to the audience of how it may feel for a foreigner who comes to live in the Philippines. This post comes from a Filipina who has moved to America for opportunity. Listen along as I read out her experience, reactions, and feelings on leaving her home country for a new country for the first time. She says, "These are the things about moving to the USA that altered my brain chemistry. Missing my loved ones. The silence is real while I'm waiting for my boarding. This is what any foreigner would feel and relate to leaving everything they know to move to another country for the first time. I couldn't sleep thinking about everything, and I'm anxious while in the airplane. It's no different if you're coming from America or coming from the Philippines. You will feel excited because you planned for this day and it has finally come. You will feel anxious, especially if this is your first time traveling abroad. This view I witnessed a few minutes before landing in San Francisco. As a foreigner traveling to a new country to live, you will want to see the view from the plane window. The curiosity of it all can be overwhelming. As stated before, you have prepared a long time for this, and now it's like a long-time dream becoming reality. The anticipation and sense of adventure starting a new life somewhere unknown to you. Realizing I'm here, the plane has landed and you're now walking in a country most people can only dream about coming to, where almost everything will be new to you. She misses hearing Tagalog and Filipino music in every corner. It's surreal when you realize how quiet it can be without it. At some point we'll realize as it sets in that your surroundings have changed dramatically from what you're used to seeing, hearing, the way people in a different society live, which will be different in most cases from your own homeland. The variety of opportunities here feels limitless, but the trade-off is the distance from everyone else love. For everyone, it's basically the same to realize how far away you are from everyone you know back home. For most foreigners, the feeling is mutual because although we come to your country for different reasons, we too came for work, vacation, retirement, or etc. You had a goal set, and at the same time you will find yourself thinking of all that you left behind for this trip to happen. Realizing that Filipino time is real, people actually show up on time here, and I was genuinely shocked that everyone expects the same. The culture shock she is experiencing is the difference in westernized work ethic. We as Westerners value our time when it comes to being on time for everything, especially when it comes to work or providing services. Just like foreigners' time to adjust to the processes and pace of the ways things are done in your country, you would have to adjust to the pace and processes of the country you are relocating to as well. The difference can be fast or slower. Missing the simplicity of home. USA can feel like a place of infinite choices, but sometimes I longed for the simplicity of life back in the Philippines. Again, it is common to miss your old life back home. It's only natural to miss the way your life was that you left behind. The place you've been used to living a certain way all your life has now, due to your relocation, has changed. Most every foreigner that comes to your country also goes through this as well. However, it's important to know with move comes changes that we all will have to adapt to. However, the foreigner usually will start that adjustment by first looking for anything familiar to what they already know, and then rebuild from that. It could be something as simple as foods they know, places they're already familiar with, and so on. The rest takes time to learn and become adjusted to. Getting used to small talk, it blew my mind how comfortable people are talking to strangers. You will see differences in how people from a different society interact with each other. What may seem unusual to you will in the country you're now adjusting to will actually be the common thing there. So just imagine the foreigners experiencing your ways, customs, the way you interact with your people. It's a whole new thing to Westerners coming to your country as well. Trying Wingstop for the first time. Also tried crumble cookies. It's wonderful trying another type of food or another country's cuisines and desserts for the first time. Adjusting to the food anywhere you go will give you a better sense of what new taste buds you may like or not like. The experience alone opens up a different way you see eating food from different countries and cultures. However, take your time to find out what your stomach is able to handle. Just like your country has its share of delicious foods that you've been used to eating all your life doesn't mean someone else from another country can handle the same things. Everyone is different, but the important things is you are developing a wider preference for foods you're not used to eating. This is common to all who travel. I miss the tricycle rides. Uber and buses are convenient, but nothing feels like home in the way those chaotic jeepney rides did. Ah yes, she is feeling a little homesick as she discovers just how different our modes of transportation are. She is still accustomed to the Filipino modes of transportation, so now she must readjust to the American buses, taxi cabs, Ubers, train stations, and she will see other types as well, especially when it comes to differences in traffic laws, stoplights, and more. She is slowly finding out just how different getting around can be, just like a Westerner would coming to the Philippines. There will be some similarities, but there will also be big differences. She says she also misses the sounds of jeepneys and tricycles. That in the USA, it's just cars everywhere. Yes, she will miss the loud sounds of her home's transportation, as well as other sounds as she experiences different sounds from the USA, depending on where she goes. Yet the foreigner from the USA can say the same things living in the Philippines. We too may not be used to seeing tricycle drivers or riding in jeepneys, let alone the sounds they make, which she is used to, but we are not. Just another thing of many to become adjusted to. Realizing that hi and how are you at the grocery store aren't invitations to a conversation, they're just politeness. Yes, and depending on who she interacts with, she will see many differences between people of diverse backgrounds, ethnicity, faiths, and nationalities that she may not be used to interacting with back home in the Philippines. As time goes on, she will become better accustomed to different types of greetings and interactions with people. The same goes for us foreigners, as we must become better acclimated to the different dialects and gestures we encounter in her country as well. The way seasons change really blows her mind. She didn't know that she could miss the feeling of year-round summer. When relocating to a different country, you will see a difference in weather, temperature, seasons, and for some, it will even be the first time they've ever experienced really cold weather temperatures, such as snow and ice. Foreigners experience this too in your country, as some of us may not be used to the heat or the amount of rain your country receives. Just like we foreigners do, she too may experience times where she becomes sick due to the different changes in weather. Instead of dressing for summer every day, she will have to add more layers of clothing during winter seasons just to keep warm. This is all a part of adapting with the new environment and its weather. Trying Raising Cane's fast food, she says it didn't disappoint. Seeing so many drive-through places everywhere, even for coffee and pharmacies, is so convenient, but feels surreal to her. The differences in services, shopping, fast food places, and more is what you will experience in any country you go to. Some places will have a different way of how they conduct business and provide customer services that you're not used to. So adapting to the readjustments will be a shock to foreigners, as it all takes time to do so. The portion sizes in restaurants here. She feels like every meal could be 2 meals back home. Another difference you will see is in portions of food. In USA, she may feel like the portions of food served is big when it is just a normal portion to Americans. Yet in the Philippines, the portions of food may seem small, although it's normal portions to the Filipino. Differences in diet of a society will be another adjustment. Then again, it's up to the individual's choice on the amount and diet they find adequate for them. She says the joy of realizing I don't have to explain what adobo or lumpia is to everyone, that she can actually find Filipino restaurants there. This goes back to things most foreigners do when they are new to living in another country. People tend to gravitate towards things they're already used to, such as the food they eat, if they're lucky to find it in another country. I, for instance, when first arriving in the Philippines from time to time, longed for food I used to eat back in the States, such as Burger King, turkey, and cheese sandwiches, and if I can find it. a nice cheesesteak sub. It's only natural to long for your home food or something familiar to how you lived in your home country. She even shows here school she is enrolling into. There's nothing like making a dream come to fruition or seeing yourself living a lifetime goal. Foreigners who come to the Philippines again come for different reasons. One of the top reasons to retire in what we call as a dream location. Just like the Filipino would work hard towards their goal of coming to the USA for a better life or opportunity to live a better life. So does the American who comes to the Philippines. We may have different countries, but the same idea applies as foreigners mostly work all their lives to achieve their goal to retire to their dream location like the Philippines. Her first time making a pumpkin carving for Halloween. She says moving there made her appreciate Filipino resilience, that they've adapted to so much, and now she has to adapt all over again in new ways. She says that she came there for opportunity and a fresh start, but it also makes her appreciate the culture, resilience, and warmth of where she came from. In the end, she says in all capital letters, I miss Philippines. And like her, I miss America too, for practically the same reasons as most foreigners would miss their home countries as well. In the end, even though we are from different countries, cultures, and have our differences, we all have this in common as we travel. It's a choice to make a change, and with that change, wherever we go or choose to do, we adapt for those changes. Just as I am a foreigner living in the Philippines, she too is a foreigner living in the USA. We are both learning each other's country, customs, and ways of living. I wish her happiness and success with her opportunity in the USA as I work on fulfilling my goals here in the Philippines. This video was just my idea of showing reverse culture shock and what it feels like to be a foreigner, dealing with change in a new country for a fresh start. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this video and feel free to leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. This is Passport Nomad signing out.